Brand new revelations this morning about the relationship between former President Donald Trump and Russian leader Vladimir Putin.
There's two particular parts as it pertains to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Number one, Bob Woodward, in his book, claims that a Trump aide says that the former president, a Republican 2024 nominee, has spoken with Vladimir Putin 7 times since leaving the White House in 2021. It is not clear exactly when those specific 7 phone conversations took place. I want to note that we've reached out to multiple Trump officials here in the last half hour about that specific claim, and we have not heard anything back at this time.
Another Bob Woodward book is being released full of revelations about Donald Trump and his traitorous behavior while in the White House.
There's another part related to Vladimir Putin going back to 2020, and Bob Woodward details in this book that former President Trump, the then sitting president at the time, had, quote, secretly sent Putin a bunch of Abbott point-of-care COVID test machines for his personal use as the virus spread rapidly through Russia. He quotes Putin as saying, quote, please don't tell anybody you sent these to me. To which Trump responded, I don't care, fine. Putin said, no, I don't want you to tell anybody because people will get mad at you, not me. They don't care about me.
So according to Woodward's book, not only was the former president secretly sending off extremely important COVID testing machines to Russia for Putin's personal use, but he's had multiple secret conversations with them since leaving office. And there's still more to that. Because in one scene, Woodward recounts a moment at Mar-a-Lago where Trump tells a senior aide to leave the room so he could, quote, have what he said was a private phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Woodward asked Trump aide Jason Miller whether Trump and Putin had spoken since he left the White House. Not that I'm aware of, Miller told Woodward. I've not heard that they're talking, so I'd push back on that. That stumbling answer sounded about as bad as Paul Manafort's attempt to avoid incriminating Trump over his Russian ties.
So to be clear, Mr. Trump has no financial relationships with any Russian oligarchs.
That's what he said. That's what I said. That's obviously what our position is.
He was, of course, convicted of multiple financial crimes and was found to have secret ties to pro-Russia Ukrainian politicians and colluded with Russian officials to help Trump out in 2016. So if his poker face is any indication, Jason Miller's shaky denials don't carry much weight either. They must not have had the time to come up with an answer because they were too busy preparing a salty response that, again, isn't convincing anyone of his innocence.
We should note that Trump campaign communications director Stephen Chung released the following statement responding to the revelations, quote, none of these made up stories by Bob Woodward are true and are the work of a truly demented and deranged man who suffers from a debilitating case of Trump derangement syndrome. President Trump gave him absolutely no access for this trash book that either belongs in the bargain bin of the fiction section of a discount bookstore or used as toilet tissue.
It's the same playbook of angrily denying what's being reported, which many times comes with transcripts and recordings to validate them. The hope is that most people won't notice that they tossed around so many insults that they never directly disputed the information.
Again, though, when we went to them specifically about the claim and the reporting in this book that Donald Trump had 7 phone conversations with Vladimir Putin, the Trump campaign has not specifically denied that claim inside of this book.
The sad part is that Donald Trump has such a stranglehold on his supporters' brains that these kinds of damning stories that would cause them to usually pull their hair out are just going to roll off their backs now, because he's already proven to everyone that he's Putin's guy.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press.
My people came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be. I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today. Yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want.
Some people hear you say you're going to end the war in 24 hours, and they worry that means President Putin is going to get to keep the territory he's unlawfully
I'd make a fair
claimed.
deal for everybody. Nope.
Does it mean that? Wouldn't be a win for Putin?
You know, that's something that could have been negotiated because there were certain parts, Crimea and other parts of the country, that a lot of people expected could happen. You could have made a deal. So they could have made a deal where there's less territory right now than Russia's already taken, to be honest.
Yeah, they won't care. In fact, he's already got many of them literally supporting Putin based on all the positive things that he says about him.
We can see that you've been in charge of Russia since 1994 or mid-90s, and you have shown no aggression to the outside world. You have been the scapegoat for many, many years, and you have done nothing. And for you to show such resilience and patience with the evil leaders of this world, I can't even imagine being you.
Were you put off by what Trump said about supporting Vladimir Putin and NATO?
No, I'm not put off by it, right? I mean, it is his own opinion, right? So I'm not put off by it at all.
Do you support NATO?
I don't know exactly what NATO is. I've heard a lot of people talking about it lately. I'm not too sure what it is.
Ukraine, would it give you any pause?
I don't have a problem with Russia. I really don't. I have a problem with Ukraine. They're corrupt. I think that people are just ridiculous that they think that Putin's such this enemy. He isn't doing anything. He just wants back what was his.
But he invaded Ukraine, killing thousands of people.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
See, I believe that's... See, I don't see how Donald Trump would support Putin in any way, shape, or form, because it's probably based on a lie.
Well, I'm only basing it on something he said on television, that Trump said.
I don't believe it.
Veteran yourself, does it concern you at all that Russian aggression could move even beyond Ukraine?
I don't think Putin's a problem. I think Zelensky's the problem.
Why do you think Putin's not the problem? He's the one that invaded Ukraine and has killed thousands of people.
Because Putin is trying to save his country from the likes of idiots like Zelensky and the elitists.